authority to stop truck traffic through its area. The city may have a little bit more authority, and I'll reach out to their traffic guys tomorrow and see if they can shed any light on that, or if they have any parking prohibitions for semis in their neighborhoods for the city roadways, and see what they say. I'm not familiar with all of Dayton's ordinances, but I would venture to guess they have something somewhere, but I'd have to call and ask them.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay, fire report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chief Wright had a council meeting up in Dutch County. Asked me to pass this on to everyone. The Old White Chiefs Expedition had over 200,000 miles on it. It was up to date, I believe, yesterday. Looks like an oil pump that the chief is recommending to scrap it. It's been around in rough for a little while, he said. Your quick attack pumper went up to Dyke Strikes there in Inglewood, and then photographed the taking of it, and they're going to make a mock-up and proof and send it down for approval. Hopefully we'll get that taken care of and get it in service. Hose and equipment was just mounted on it just in the last few days, so we're getting closer. The department had a tour of clean water facility. About a dozen firefighters come in, some on their day off, to take a tour of the facility. A lot of new people in the department had never been over there to see how the property is laid out. And we had a good turnout and a good tour of it. It was Sunday a week ago. Chief said he's got P&R coming out to give a quote on radio headsets for the fire engine. It's a little difficult to hear going down the road with the sirens going and the air horns. So these headsets will allow the crew members to talk to each other, getting ready for the scene as to what the officer in charge wants, and also to be able to hear and speak with the dispatchers. We released 3 people this past week from orientation on to shift work. So we've got 3 new EMS firefighters ready to go. Have still 3 on the orientation, but they are getting close. Also, we have 3 to 6 new people coming on that you voted for back in the 3rd week of February. You approved them. They're ready to start orientation once I get the blessing from HR. Time change is coming up on March 14th, so we ask everybody to change your batteries and your smoke detectors. Do the trustees have any questions? All right, thank you.
Okay, in our packets, we have written reports from code enforcement, zoning. Mr. Wolf, do you want to add anything on your reports for road admin?
Except the fact that there are hard copies as well in the mailboxes for the trustees to go along with what's been sent out by email. The only thing I have for you from the administrative report is the Ohio State auditors that sent out a engagement letter request to the township, and that engagement letter must be approved either as is, or we have a chance to rebuttal that offer, and then you have to sign that as trustees to engage the state auditor. So that email was sent to you from the auditor direct, and then I secondary sent a second email just to back that email up to you 3 trustees. So you had a week to prepare to do that. So have you reviewed those letters yet, or the letter yet, to be able to engage the state auditor?
It also asked that then they make a decision on who's going to sign it as well.
Correct, Tracy. Exactly.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Wolf?
And that's it. Thank you.
Can I say something? We need to make a decision on that to get it signed so I can put it in the mailbox. Who's going to sign the letter? Or are you guys going to look at it and wait till the next meeting to do so? because they need that letter back as soon as possible.
I can take a look at it and sign it if needed.
So you want me to put it in your box then?
If you want, yeah, I can take a look at it.
Okay.
Depending on what the letter states, we'll determine whether or not I sign it yet.
Right.
We may have to bring it back to the next meeting.
You let me know.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, comments by citizens. At this time, any citizens who would like to address the Board of Trustees via Zoom, you have 3 minutes. You need to begin by identifying your name and address for the record. And an administrator and host at 3 minutes, please cut off the audio. Would guest Kevin Niles like to address the board?
Yes, this is Kevin Niles. I live at 8183 Mile Road. Really I just have a question, and maybe it's clarification / question. The fire station that's in Liberty, is that operational? And if not, do we know when it might be? I know that there was a recent fire there, and being the closest fire station to my house, I drive by it a couple times a day. It's a little unnerving to see it just sitting there and not knowing if it's operational. So is it operational? And if not, when can we expect it to be?
Chief Wilcox, can you answer that question?
Yes, sir. This is Assistant Chief Wilcox, Fire Department. We do not have crews in that station at this time. The shower facility, toilet, sinks, the bathroom has been gutted with plans to remodel it to make it a livable station. Our crews were down there attempting to sleep, having to come up here for the restroom or for showers. So that bathroom facility was gutted down to the bare walls and floors. The trustees recently indicated an intention to remodel that, and we're looking at getting out bids. I'm not sure where it stands right now, Mr. Wolf. Possibly you could answer where it's at. But once we get that bathroom rebuilt and get crews in there, that is the centrally located station in the township. I know it will include our ISO rating operating out of that station. So we will be moving crews back down there or splitting crews, depending on how many we have a day between this station up here at West 3rd Street and the centrally located station 59. Mr. Wolf?
The project, Mr. Niles, to do the bathroom started 5 years ago, and one chief didn't do the job. The previous chief did not do the job. So the trustees took action under the CARES Act and authorized the bathrooms to be done. Now, there's a dispute and a disagreement amongst elected officials about how it should be paid for. And so the legal counsel, we're waiting on an answer from the legal counsel of how it is to be paid for. So at the present time, the contractor can't start not knowing if they're going to get paid, or it can't pull permits, and can't hire an architect because they don't know if they're going to be paid. So the project sits in limbo until the trustees get a legal advice back about how they will fund the project. Now the trustees passed a resolution, which is a valid resolution to do the project. It is to move forward according to the Ohio Revised Code. Just a matter of how it's going to be paid per, and our assistant county prosecutor was working on that today. So that's all I have.
I appreciate the information. It's just nice to know. It's a little concerning that it sounds like